everybody, it's Patrick once again with Faith. Today we're going to be doing a lift for you. You would use these mostly in country swing, and it is known as the Dirty Dancing lift. Now, if you're being technical, it's actually called the high bird, but most people know it as Dirty Dancing lift. So we're going to demo it for you, and then we're going to break it down and show you how you can do it like super easy. All right? Oh, and boom. There you go. Okay, so what's going on there? Now, usually, and this is actually funny, I've told you guys before that I DJ weddings. And whenever I play Time of My Life from Dirty Dancing, you always see somebody trying to do this, okay? Usually wrong, all right? Why are they doing it wrong? Because the girl will come at them, and where will they go? The ribs. You do not want the ribs, ever, okay? A, it can hurt her. B, you're not gonna get her up that way, all right? Not in the way that you just saw.
I'll probably end up like that.
Right, exactly, okay? Now, these are what you want. Hips, okay? Hip bones, specifically, all right? So, what you want is you start this as an anchor point. You want to use that pit of your hand, okay, the palm of your hand, but I say the pit because it's right down by the muscle, okay? And you're going to go right on her hip bone. Now, again, that's a starting point. Why is that a starting point? Because every girl's balance point is different, okay? That's a good base to start with. However, like with Faith, okay? Hers is actually a couple inches below that. That's her good balance point. Some girls are actually above that, okay? Now, I'm gonna teach you a trick that you can use to actually offset if you don't know the exact balance point, if you've never done this with a girl before, okay? And I'm gonna zoom in with the camera. So, this is her hip bone, okay? And you think, oh, I'm gonna go there because you think naturally that's how I'm gonna grab her body. No, you're gonna go like that. You're gonna actually angle your fingers up to her stomach, okay? So your palm is on her hip bone and you got your fingers here. Why is that? If she is more top heavy, okay, not a bad thing to say, some girls are. Some girls have longer torsos, so they're top heavy, okay? So if that happens and she starts to go, your fingers are gonna stop her. If you're like this, there's nothing to stop her. But if you're here, your fingers will stop her from tipping over, okay? So it's a really neat little trick that you can use so that you actually look like you know what you're doing. Now, I'm gonna show you the way to start it out. Now, the way you see it in the movie and the way you see some people doing it, they'll like run at each other. Completely unnecessary, as you just saw. Me and Faith did it from a standing position, okay? You can, makes it cool, makes it fun to have them run at you. And once you get your balance point, once you know where you're putting your hands, you can do that, absolutely. So, what's her job other than just going up there and looking pretty, okay? When I put my hands here, she's putting her hands on my wrist to push off, okay? That keeps me from having to just try to grab her and get her off the ground. She's gonna push on my wrist and I'm not gonna take you all the way up, see? And she was out here. So, but because she was holding my wrist, I was able to get her up. And that's how you can get her up over your head for the person being, for the follower, for the person being lifted. You will feel it. After you do it a couple times, you will feel where you can let go and come out, okay? You'll get there. You'll just feel where that is. And it's usually sooner than you actually think because you have momentum. So you don't need to wait until you're completely over the person's head to let go and start out and get real pretty, okay? Because you can let go when you're almost up. And the momentum that you established is going to keep you going all the way over his head, okay? Also, I have to throw this in there because whenever we do lifts, always have to, gotta be safe, okay? First time you try this, please have mats. If you don't have mats, have a spotter, have a friend, have somebody standing off to the side so that if you lose control of her, they can help you catch her, okay? But what I'm gonna tell you guys is don't try to save it if it starts going wrong, okay? And I'm going to show you what I mean in a second. All right? If she starts losing balance, bring her down to your chest. Okay? You are her landing pad. Okay? You do not want, if she starts going this way, separate your hands, bring her down on top of you. Do not do one of those things. Okay? Don't let her fall really hard this way. She could break an ankle. Okay? You could just, so.
We're fragile.
Exactly. So, when she goes up, then you can just go, bring her right down on top of you. Okay? and that will save her from anything bad happening. So if things do not feel right and they feel out of control, don't try to save it. Don't try to save the lift. Bring her down. Grab her. Okay? You got to protect your partner. All right? So, and we will show you one where she actually runs at me so you can see how that looks. Also, what you can do is, and here's one way where the run actually helps you, okay, is if you get a good jump and you get a good run, okay, you can not use your hands. You can get to a point where the girl doesn't have to push up. Okay, if you practice it enough, you can do that. That's what they did for hours and hours and hours at Dirty Dancing with Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey. Yes, that's the girl's name in the movie. And
it's not just baby.
Right? It's not baby. So that's how they did it, by just practicing and practicing and practicing, getting that balance point. And then they probably shot that exact scene 5 or 6 times before they nailed it. Okay? Because generally, if you push off, you're pretty safe. If you are not using your hands, if you're a girl and you're just gonna run and just jump, depends on how many times you practiced. Okay? So, if Faith backs up and she comes at me, boom. There you go. Now, real quick, because I don't want to have this video last longer, because this is the gist. This is going to get you to where you know what you're doing, okay? I just completely lost what I was going to say.
Happens to the best of us.
It does. Oh my God. Wait a minute, I'm going to have to cut this part, because now it's like...
Followers, also, when he has his hands on your hips, you are also pushing down just to keep him in a spot where you know you feel comfortable. If he's too high and you can feel it and you know that it's not going to be his balance when you come up, you can push his hands down to where you need them before you go up as well.
See, that was Faith reading my mind, because that was actually what I was thinking. Is, ladies, it's not just pushing up on his hands. You can also put it where you know your balance point is. She knows where her balance point is, so she can put my hands there if I don't have good aim. When I reach down, if I'm here, she's gonna put them down where they're supposed to be, okay? Also, well, I was gonna say, if you have bad knees, and you probably shouldn't be doing this lift, but unless you have bad knees, okay, guys, you do wanna get down, get under her, because that's just gonna make it so much easier to bring her up, okay? So again, that was the Dirty Dancing lift, AKA High Bird. Feel free to play with that. Play with it with your partner, get your balance point, and then take it to the club and look like an all-star.
And
Right?
for dear God, all followers, work on your lower back for this one. Because when you're up there, I mean, they look it easy, but it's hard as heck. So work on holding that position before you go up with your partner.
One quick tip that you can do to do that, lay on the ground and just go up. Do the fish lift, where you're lifting your upper body, lifting your feet, and you're just going like that, okay? All laying on your stomach. That will strengthen your lower back for this lift, all right? So, for myself, for Faith, hope you guys had fun, hope you do great with this, and we'll see you in the next video. Hey guys, real quick, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, like, share. It helps me out a lot, allows me to keep making these for you. Feel free to visit my website at howtodancecountry.com. All my contact info is there in case you want to suggest a line dance for me to teach, or if you would like a private lesson and you're in the Las Vegas area. All right, thanks again. I'll see you guys later.